nobody's talking and disturbing people. I thought we'd have a quick look around, see what's out there. So we're looking out here onto the pond. Gulls, mainly black-headed gull and herring gull, seem to be the main species we've got out here at the moment. It's telling me for some reason the Twitter connection hasn't behaved. I wonder why that is. Anyway, as you can see, not vast numbers of birds out here at the moment, but quite a few gulls sitting on posts and so on. I'll scan through them later and see if there's anything interesting. A few mallard ducks swimming across the front there. You see the water levels are reasonably high, so there's not much exposed mud down here in front of the hide. When water levels are a bit lower, this can be quite good for some wading birds that be on the mud here. But with the water being this high up, they probably are somewhere else at the moment. It's rather a damp, miserable grey day around here. Hence my sitting in this hide rather than being out there wandering around. Although I will get around later. You can't let miserable wet conditions keep you indoors. And a few other birds about. Unfortunately, here on Haps at the moment, I don't think I can yet zoom the camera in on anything. So you're stuck with a fairly broad view of things and not being able to zoom in. But you've got the gulls there, you've got moorhens swimming through the gulls, blackbird bobbing. Sorry, the coot swimming through the gulls. My binoculars are so steamed up with the damp I can't actually see anything through them. What I will do when I've got my binoculars cleaned off again and finish this broadcast, I'll have another scan through these gulls for two reasons. One, just to see if there's any other species in there, anything different to the herring gull, common gull and black-headed gull I've seen so far. And also to see if any of these have got marked colour leg rings on them, which I've noticed on this site on a few occasions. These are schemes where people capture the birds, they put a colour marking with a letter and number code on it on one of the legs, and then if you can read them in the field, that will help people with their studies of where the birds are, where they're moving to and such like. And then down that way you can see a couple of islands, and maybe you can see moving in what is quite small image in the distance here, a few more mallard and Canada goose and things of that sort. It's quite a nice little site, Shibdon Pond. It's got a bit of variety to it. It's obviously got the fairly the large body of water here, which we're looking out on. It's quite a nice reed bed you can see at the back. And some little bits of woodland, not particularly significant amounts of woodland on this site, but some. Scanning through with binoculars to see if I can see anything else that we can point out? No, I think it's quite distant for the fixed lens camera I'm using. I suspect if I were to hold my binoculars up to the camera, that would not work very effectively. That would be no. I suspect that's a little bit beyond what we can manage with the technology here. Anyway, just good to get out and stretch legs and do a bit of exercise. Let's see if we can give some idea of what the gulls are. So the gull sitting on the horizontal platform there is a heron gull. And then if you go to the left of it, onto the posts, you've got a black-headed gull, a common gull, and a black-headed gull going left from that pair of herring gulls on the flat platform. But sadly, there's nothing particularly in the near area with the water level being this high. It's just not ideal. There's a mallard swimming towards us over the water. A bit of kingfisher. The kingfisher just dropped in. This is where not being able to zoom on haps is really quite irritating. It'll hopefully fly in a second. But there's a bright blue kingfisher sitting on the reeds about 2/3 of the way along that channel. If you're on a big enough device, or if you can zoom in on your own device, you might be able to make it out. I just can on the screen of my iPhone. Let's see if that can work out. It appears to have an all black bill, which would mean either it's a male or it's an immature female. The breeding age females have orange underside of the bill on kingfisher. But I've got a good easy way I can point this out on this device. Let me see. If you look up the channel, and you can see about in the centre of this, there it is, flown a bit nearer now. So maybe you can see that. So it's now on this clump of reeds about centrally in the screen towards the top. Sitting there looking rather attractive. I get much closer. It's flown off up the channel and away. Rather an attractive bird, the kingfisher. Anyway, bright blue, very iridescent coloration, orange underside and so on. So all rather nice. Anyway, I'm going to get back to scanning through these birds properly and trying to see what else I can find and identify. So I'm going to hop off the broadcast in just a second and hopefully find some interesting things today. If I come across anything that I think I can show you effectively on haps, I may well hop back on here and have a look at it later. Okay. Well, have a good rest of the Christmas season for those of you who are doing such things, and I will be back on.